Good evening, everyone. I was thinking, with it being Christmas and all, I'm very blessed and happy to be sober this Christmas. In the past 8 Christmases now, something like that. Very blessed and happy to be sober. I came across something today, and I always like looking at quotes, inspirational quotes. They're inspiring. But I came across one that said, "It hit very hard. Hit very hard because what I'm doing now." And I believe, it may not be happening now, but I believe, my stories and my experiences will touch someone someday. That's what I pray. But I came across this and it really hit hard. It said, "One day you will tell your story about how you overcame what you went through, and it'll be someone else's survival guide." And I just thought about that and I was like, wow, it's like, that's kind of what I've been doing. It's taken a while for me to, like I said, share my stories and share my experiences, which I have plenty more to share, but all in due time. I think everything has its season and everything happens for a reason. That rhymed. But all in due time. Everything happens when it needs to happen. Uh, it's a process. So, and I'm sure there's someone out there that has a story to tell also. So let this inspire you to tell your stories as well. Yeah, one day you will tell your story about how you overcame what you went through, and it'll be someone else's survival guide. And then I came across another quote, and it said, "Drugs don't love you. The bottle doesn't love you. If you're looking for comfort, go to the mirror and look at the person who needs your love. Look in the mirror." Now, I'll tell you a little story. When I used to do bath salts, and you think of bath salt, it's just crazy. Now, bath salt. If you ever done cocaine, like speed, bath salts is similar, but 1,000 times more intense and 1,000 times more addicting. And the moment I got introduced to it to a buddy of mine, and at the time I was very vulnerable, and I think I just lost my job. I lost my house, and so I was in a very dark place in my life. And a buddy introduced it to me, and I said, "Why not? I just lost everything. Why not?" So I tried it, and I was immediately hooked. It was super strong and super addictive and very intense. And yeah, so I got hooked on that for a little bit. And I remember there were nights where I lost my house, so I ended up moving in with my girlfriend at the time, which later became my wife. And I remember doing bath salts, and if you ever did like coke and stuff like that, it makes you very paranoid. So, and like I said, bath salt's 1,000 times more intense. So I was 1,000 times more paranoid. I remember one night I just kept looking out the window, looking out the window. I don't know what I was looking for. I don't even know what I was paranoid for. I was just staring out the window for hours. That's how intense it was. It just the parano sorry, I can't say it. Paranoia just took over. And it was, like I said, it was on another level. On another level. And but I got hooked on that for a while, and I remember at one point, I mean, I lost a lot of weight. A lot of weight. And I remember one time goes back to the mirror. I went in the bathroom and I looked in the mirror, and I did not recognize myself. I didn't know who I was looking at in the mirror. It wasn't me. It was me, but it wasn't me. Like, I didn't know who, I was looking at myself, and I'm like, who are you? What happened to you? What are you doing to yourself? And I remember looking in that mirror and I just broke down. I broke down crying because I was scared. I was scared of what I was changing into. What did I change into? I remember I came out of that bathroom and I was crying, and like I said, girlfriend at the time, she just came up and hugged me, and you know at that moment I knew. I was like, all right, I gotta be done. That was a rough time in my life. I was very rough time. And like I said, when you're doing that type of stuff, you don't realize the people you're hurting who love you. You know, you're really hurting those that love you. You don't care. When you're in addiction, you're so selfish. You don't care. And that's probably the main thing I regret. I know I say I have no regrets, but stuff like those are the regrets I have, that hurting the people that love me the most. You know, treating them the way I did. Those are the regrets I have, hurting those that love me. So I'm very thankful that I overcame a lot of that. And I'm very thankful that, I'm sober this Christmas. I'm very thankful that I'm sober these holidays. And I'm very thankful that I'm sober for my kids. My kids need me. They need me sober. Uh, so, like I said, I'm very thankful that my kids never see that side of me. So, uh, yeah, with it being Christmas Eve, like I said, me and my kids, we just watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Their first time seeing it. You gotta watch that movie. It's another classic. They're down there watching Home Alone right now, and I'm missing it. I need to go down there and watch it too. I love that movie. But hopefully everyone has a great holiday, great Christmas Eve, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow on Christmas 2025. Have a good night and God bless.